It's never too late. Remember, I was 47 when I graduated ortho residency, okay? So don't give me the excuse it's too late. But no matter what age you are, I want you to start giving some thought to what is it that you love doing. Hello there, orthopreneurs. It's me, Dr. Glenn Krieger, here with another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. Now, I'm not going to talk about orthodontics today. I'm going to talk about your other career. You go, Glenn, my other career? What's my other career? So here's what I want you to think about. I talked a while back about fluid intelligence versus crystallized intelligence and the work that Arthur C. Brooks talked about on the Rich Roll podcast, and that we're uncovering huge amounts of information about the fact that what we do in terms of creators, innovators, doesn't travel well throughout our lifetimes. And as a matter of fact, the more we focus on being better and better and better, typically it correlates to a more miserable end-of-life existence. Now, contrary to what you may think, studies would say that happiness increases after age 45, 50, that every decade after that, you actually get happier, which is hard to believe, right? Because you think about all the chronic illnesses. However, odds are you're going to get happier as time goes on if you follow sort of a cookbook method. And that method is you need to innovate and change from somebody who creates, think of a virtuoso, to somebody who more collates and uses wisdom to teach. Those who are trying to become better and better and better orthodontists into their 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, who've been practicing since their late 20s, early 30s, are fraught with bigger issues in their life later on. So unless they replace that with something else like, I'm not going to work as much as an innovator, but I'm going to do more of a teacher. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do other things. And so if you're listening to this, it's never too late. Remember, I was 47 when I graduated ortho residency, okay? So don't give me the excuse it's too late. But no matter what age you are, I want you to start giving some thought to what is it that you love doing. For me, subconsciously, I never knew this, I've always loved putting people together. It wasn't until my partner, Doug Shaw, said, dude, this is your superpower. And that just naturally evolved into orthopreneurs, where I love bringing people together. I love teaching and helping. That's it. And that's the essence of orthopreneurs. I want you to start thinking about what is it you love doing. Do you love cooking? Do you love teaching cooking? Do you love teaching macrame? I don't know if people still do macrame much, but what is it you love doing? And how can you take that and turn that into, I hate the term, but side hustle, right? How can you take something you love, right? Maybe you love helping people through similar life experiences and you want to become a counselor, but Gen Z, and right now more so millennial, because millennial is generally the bulk of younger orthodontists between age, 28 and 40 are generally millennials. And millennials were the first people to ever come in to the workplace knowing full well that where they worked at the beginning of their career was not going to be where they worked at the end of their career. The idea of working for 25 or 30 years and getting a gold watch and a pat on the back and saying congratulations on your retirement is something that appeals to virtually no millennials. And we know that through studies. So if you're listening to this and you're a millennial and you're in your 30s, maybe early 40s at the latest, there's an odds-on chance that you may find yourself wanting to get out of orthodontics at some point. You may find yourself not wanting to stay in your practice forever, right? And I'm telling you now, start figuring out what it is that you love doing. And it's okay. You can love orthodontics. Orthopreneurs to me versus orthodontics. Orthodontics is an A in my book. Orthopreneurs is an A+. I get far more satisfaction in my life when a doctor says to me or writes me a message or texts me and says, I got to tell you, man, I was in a dark place. My practice was going tough. I don't know what I would have done without orthopreneurs and all the people in it. Hey, thank you so much for introducing me to so-and-so. Hey, thanks for putting on that summit. It really made me look at my practice differently. To me, that is way more rewarding than a mother says, hey, thank you for fixing my child's smile. Not saying to belittle it. I think there's value there. And that's an A. My A+ is helping my peers. So what is it that gets you there? Now, if your life is literally all about orthodontics, I could not imagine doing anything I love more than orthodontics. Okay, I guess that's your main hustle and your side hustle. But if you've got something else you want to do, if it's, I want to become a commercial pilot, right? Probably not the greatest decision, although there will be a shortage. But if you're 40 years old and want to become a commercial pilot, probably not the right way to go. But, I want to be a teacher. I want to be an MBA. I want to be an academic. I want to lead a hedge fund. Whatever it may be, start planting the seeds now. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week or a month or a year. I worked on Orthopreneurs. I woke up every single morning at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning to write a blog article. In the early days of Orthopreneurs, maybe you remember this, I wrote a blog article every single morning for probably, 6 months, just so I could give content to help people, right? That's why I'm doing the podcast. I could be doing other stuff right now, but I really love connecting with people, and I love people saying, hey, dude, got your podcast today, spot on, made a difference in my life. You have no idea how bad I needed to hear that. And if one person out there has their life changed by what I say, then I go to bed sleeping like a baby. And I don't mean screaming and crying. So I want you to establish in your life, what is that one thing you love doing? It really makes you feel good. Your emotional capital, right? The thing that lets you put your head on your pillow at night and say, I really made a bigger difference in this world. Now, again, if it's orthodontics and that's what you plan on doing for the next 30 years, fantastic. But again, studies would say, if you're always pushing the envelope, become a better and better clinician, and that's all there is to you, you're going to end up in your 70s or 80s or beyond, generally unhappy with your life choices, because you're not going to be able to meet what you did in your 30s, 40s, and even not even your 50s, your 30s and 40s. Clinically, you're going to have a hard time meeting and innovating more than anything. You may do the same thing you did since your 40s, but to get better and better, we know psychologically, you can argue all you want. The studies are coming out and showing that it's just, you're not capable of doing it. And so start thinking about what that next chapter of your life is going to be, and maybe start embracing it now, so that in the 40s or late 30s, when the inevitable decline starts to happen, or the mental energy starts to decrease, you've got the next stage of your life waiting and ready to go. And so I'm always here to help you in any way I can. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and know that I'm always here for you. Have a great day. Speak to you soon.